Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
I am attempting something else. Hey, it just said I'm live. I'm trying cellular data. I'm not tipping anything. And it might look kind of weird. Hi, Denise. Good grief. This is just insanity, you guys. Hello. Happy after. And I have like this big, I don't know if I can fix this, but okay. Yeah, I can't do anything. Hey, guys, listen. I can see you, so that's pretty good, right? Let me see if I can hike this chair up a little bit. Gosh. All right. We're doing this, you know? We're doing this. It's wonky, but I'm scared to try, to touch anything. Hello and welcome. You are here at the Daily Dish Show, and things are a little funny. Our internet is just not participating too well. But the Daily Dish Show, as you know, is all about bringing vibrancy back into your life. Heart, mind, body, and soul. And today is what? I know I am vertical, Lucy. I am vertical because I'm scared to touch anything. I am scared. I kept going on and off and on and on. Oh my gosh, this is just insanity. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to fix this or not. Scared of this thing. I just don't even know. I'm glad you can see and hear me, but the internet has just been super wonky around here, and it's really difficult to get anything done. So I'm just going to go for it and everything. The fact is I show up, right? Hey, sometimes just showing up is enough. And it's Soulful Saturday, and just looking at this whole picture though makes me just a little crazy. Yeah, Joanne, I saw Tiffany there, but she left. I was there trying to let her in, and she left, and I have a feeling it had something to do with my internet. So anyway, so as you can see behind me, you're seeing my ceiling and ceiling fan and the pictures, whatever. Pinky's up, Paula. I agree with you. We're just gonna go with it. I'm kind of I feel like I'm on a ship, but I showed up, right? I showed up. So, hey, Yolanda, you want to be on my video with me? It says that you want to get on there with me. If you do, I will pull you in, sister. Anyway, so today we are just, like I said, we're just showing up and we're doing our thing, and we're doing the best with what we have. Amen? That's all we can do. That's all we can do. And I've got all kinds of stuff to tell you about. And who is signed up for Monday? Monday is this is how you do the sprint thing. Go to savyadinner.com/sprint. This is a webinar that's going to teach you how to really crush the sprint, because that's happening starting November 9th. Yolanda says, no, it was a mistake. She does not want to be here. Yes, I think showing up is a good step. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate you for showing up and just being, you're my girls. You've got my back, and I really appreciate that. Carla, good. I'm so glad you're signed up. This is the thing that I know. When you show up and you're more present in the things that you're trying to do, you have a little bit of an education behind it, and you understand why you're doing what you're doing, it makes it that much better. There's less fight in you. You know what I mean? There's less fight in you, because I find myself, when I don't quite understand something, going, this is dumb, or that's not going to work, or whatever. But when I understand a little bit more, when I get the whys down, when I say, oh, that's the science behind it, this is why this works, that's when things start to change that's when that's when things are amazing. So anyway, I didn't even get my hot melt mix going. I've been messing with the internet all day long, and here we all are. So I'm just grateful for the fact that you're all here. Thank you so much for showing up and for being a part of my community, for heaven's sakes. You know, here we are in, what is this, month 7 of the you know what, which I won't even say what it is. Community is more important than ever, isn't it? It's more important than it's ever been important. So when you show up and when you're here and you're throwing down the love hearts and sending me pinkies up and stuff, I feel like we're all together. Be really better in person, and someday we're going to be able to do that soon, hopefully. But you're here, and that's the main thing. So thank you for that. Vertical works. Vertical works. You know, I wasn't quite planning on that. I'm not even wearing a bra. I'm going to just tell you. Freedom. Our new quote of the week, guys. New quote of the week. Here it is. And it's backwards. You can't see anything. I was afraid to mess everything up, so sorry about that. But freedom begins between your ears. Do you like that one? Can I tell you how much I love that one? You know why I like it so well? I like it so well because it is the truth. It is the truth. When we can get rid of the clutter that's between our ears, when we can get rid of all that negativity, because half the time we don't even realize it's going on. We just accept it. You know, it's just part and parcel of our everyday life. But we can get rid of it. And we can get to the place of intention. Intention. Amen. Who wants to get to the place of intention? Yeah, you guys are laughing at me without my, well, whatever. You know, I've got dry shampoo and my hair is like super wonky this morning. But you know what? I showed up. I showed up. I put some makeup on and and then I'm going to hit my bike if I can get the internet to work. We shall see. I haven't been on it for a week because of the wonky internet. Man. But you know what I know? These are the things that I know. I know that when you show up and you do the best with what you have and you don't complain about it, you just say, hey, this is the way it is, things seem to fall into place anyway. Regardless. Doesn't that make you feel better? Makes me feel like a new woman. Anyway, so we have a lot of things happening, by the way, and we have a Black Friday sale that's coming your way. And just hint, hint, it's going to be early. Hint, hint, you are going to want to be on our email list, for heaven's sakes. Get on that list so you'll know about it and you'll know what to do. We are all about this, being in this place of saving money and doing the things. Oh, Anna's asking, what does the internet have to do with riding your bike? I have a Peloton. It's that big screen. Well, you can't see it. It's right behind me. But the Peloton has a big screen and you attach so that you can go to the classes. That's what it has to do with. So I want you to be able to save money. I want you to get everything that you need in your life, saving money, getting the best quality of everything that you can, saving money. That's always going to be, that's how I do everything. This is how I do food. This is how I do clothing. Everything's on sale. Everything is priced right. I buy in bulk when I can. And that is everything. So here's Crave Crusher. This is on sale. This is on sale. If you buy 3 of these, we will put the 4th one into your cart for free. This will basically take care of your whole year. Your whole year. And these things work like gangbusters. You take 4 at a time. But I'm telling you, it's the best thing in the whole world. I love this. I live by these. So grab it. Go to savingdinner.com/show. Try it. Go show. And then that is your link that will take you right to our supplement of the week. And furthermore, we will pay for your shipping if you put ships free in the coupon code. That simple. And when you're buying like $200 worth of stuff, we send you a little mug because we love you. This is our Pinkies Up cup in baby poop green. You're welcome. And then you saw our skincare, right? Skincare. Here it is. Isn't it so pretty? My skincare. I love this stuff. I live and breathe for it. That's on a screaming sale too. Go to savingdinner.com/trio and you could read all about everything that's in it. Because, you know, having pretty skin is something. If you've ever had any kind of like disfiguring acne when you were a kid, or rosacea when you were older like I did, or your face is blotchy, or you're just wondering what the heck. And by the way, if you have melasma, I think is how you say it, that's when you have brown spots on your face, this stuff is incredible for it. But you know, you can get them to the place of fading. You can make your skin better. You feed it on the outside, you feed it on the inside. We're gonna be doing a whole webinar on that because I really wanna bring you into this place. It's just amazing how much your skin can change. We get new skin cells every 30 days. That includes your face, that includes your whole body. So I want you starting to, oh, Helen started her skincare this morning. Yay! I'm so glad. Anyway, that's it. And we also, you know, if you want to find out about our immunities webinar, you can watch the replay at savingdinner.com/immunity. Your immune system is a crazy thing. And the more I read about it, the more I'm just thinking, gosh, we are so incredibly, fearfully and wonderfully made, aren't we? It's just amazing, this mechanism that's been put in us. It does make you really believe in God. I'm going to tell you right now, it puts you on your knees with humility and humbleness of heart, recognizing just how intricate our bodies are. It's just it's an incredible thing. Well, today when I was getting ready for the show, oh, by the way, don't forget, who wants to win some good stuff? This is all of our goodies that we have, from the spice blends and the salt and the caramelized cacao. I shouldn't even talk about that stuff. This is all from Ava Jane, one of our partners. We love Ava Jane's stuff. And we are gonna give this away on Tuesday for whoever shares the most publicly and says a little something about how these shows help you. Because this is part of what we do with the Daily Dish. Put vibrancy back into your life, and we wanna hear about it. We want to hear about it. We want to see it. So we're looking around for you. We're trying to see who's done it, and we will announce the winner on Tuesday. So show up for that. So sometimes what I'll tell you is I'm going to, I pull a little something, especially on Soulful Saturday. I pull a little something out of my my journal. Now, I was looking for my journal upstairs earlier today, and I was like, where is it? Where is it? It's downstairs. So I pulled an old journal. This is from 2018. And I thought, why not? Why don't I put this together? Why don't I find out about this? Because give you a little bit of stuff from here. Because one of the things that I have found that has really changed my life is living with intention, being very intentional about things. Hi, Shannon. She's new here. What is this about? Selling supplements? No. This is the Daily Dish. We're putting vibrancy back into your life, heart, mind, body, and soul, because we believe that the whole woman needs attention. So your food is important, your supplements are important, the way you think is important, your soul is important, and we're glad you're here. Anyway, you know, see what you think. And I have a couple of announcements always at the beginning of the show, just to show you a little bit about some special things that we have going on, some educational programs that you can hop on for free, and more. Because we believe that an educated woman becomes a wise woman, right? And when we pinky up, when we say pinkies up, that's our agreement. This is kind of our solidarity move, that we pinky up, that we're all together, because, you know, this is how we do it, right? Can I get some hearts for that? That was a good thing. So I want to give you some steps to intention, because when we live intentionally, we're living in a place where we're having things happen on purpose because we've intended that from the beginning. We talk about it, we do things, we line things up so that it can happen for us. And what I have found is that we need some steps, you know, to get to that place. There's my hearts, thank you. We need to get to that place of intention. And so how do we do this? I mean, one of the biggest things that we can do is the I am statements. We've talked about that because they're extraordinarily declarative. They're powerful. This is how God brought the universe into being in the first place. I mean, this whole idea of saying I am is super powerful. And when we write I ams, it's very powerful. And when we believe and we put emotions behind it, we start to see things happen in our lives. And it's not by accident at all. It's not by accident. It's by divine design. Have you noticed that? Divine design. All of a sudden, you start to see these things. All of a sudden, you start to understand that aha. You have ahas all the time. It just doesn't stop having these wonderful synchronicities in your life. I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me, and it's such a brilliant way. And I just always say, there it is, God. There it is. I see what you're doing here. I believe it's his way of loving us and giving us just a little tap on the shoulder and to say, see, I told you. Because I believe that he is loving and kind and omnipresent. If we just look for him, he will show up in all these things. So anyway, all of this to say, I believe that there's 4 steps to get to this place of intention so that when we're writing our I ams, we can start to feel that power. We can start to feel that goodness that comes from being a part of this idea of having intention in our life. And there's 4 things. And the first one is discipline. It's a disciplined thought process of I am and writing those things out. It's also training your body to activate intention, because intention comes from not just a fleeting thought, but an actual thought, something that you think about and you think about over and over again, and that you put some emotion behind it and you write it out and you talk about it and you look for the evidence that is going to support you in this quest. Intention is when we are intending something. I've shared with you one of my intentions. I'm losing half the weight. I'm losing double the weight in half the time. That's one of the intentions that I put out there. Different intentions that I can start bringing in the things that I want in my life. I put out the things that I want to get back into my life. I believe that there's certain laws of the universe, certain laws that happen. You reap what you sow. I mean, we see this all the time. And so when we are disciplined, and we put discipline into this whole idea of training our bodies to activate the intention, it's not just a sentence. It now has a deeper meaning. It now has something that we bring intentionally and put it in and put it down on the daily. We do. When we do something on the daily like this, we're intending to see things. So for example, my intention that I told you about, I'm losing half the weight. I'm losing, gosh, what is it? I'm losing double the weight in half the time. Watch what happens when you say that on a daily basis, maybe even write it out a couple of times and watch what happens. That suddenly is the intention that's in front of you, and it changes the way you're going to think about snacking. It changes the way you're going to think about getting your exercise in or getting your hydration in, all the things that we know that move the needle on the scale, yes, and also when we're measuring, it changes the way things happen. It changes the way maybe you're looking at carbs. It changes the way you're looking at different things based on the information that you do have at the moment, but it disciplines your mind to start to look for that evidence to support that very thing that you want. And this is how God made us. It's called the reticular activating system, and you know exactly what this is. That's when you decide, I am going to buy a blue minivan, now let's forget the minivan. We're past minivans, right? We're going to buy a blue SUV Highlander. Suddenly, what do you see on the streets? Blue Highlander everywhere. Everywhere you look, you see them. But you know what? It's not that they weren't there before. It's just that you have activated that part of your mind. And this is what I'm saying to you. Start activating that part of your mind with the little things that you want. Not, necessarily buying a car, but start activating it. If you want to do this little trick that I've been doing with myself, which has really helped out a lot, I am losing double the weight in half the time. It's easy, it's a mantra, and it just keeps repeating in my head, and it keeps me away from, the cashews in the pantry, because I love to munch on cashews, but it keeps me away from them because that's not going to help me with that. And my body automatically disciplines myself to not do that. Do you see where I'm going with all of that? And then there's number 2 is the wisdom. That's the ability to focus. Who needs a little help with focus here? Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you? My focus sometimes just goes flying out the window, and I'm looking outside and I'm thinking, oh, there goes the leaves. And then I see something pop up on my screen, and then I've got over here, I've got something else going. I've got a stack of books. I'm all over Kingdom Come. But if I can get to the place of focus, then the wisdom comes. The wisdom comes because wisdom requires understanding. It also, I believe, requires a great big huge heart, your beautiful self, your empathy, right? This is where we need to be living from. When we're living from this place of love and empathy and care for everyone in our, Anna says, focus, what's that? Everybody in our universe, the world starts to change. The world starts to change because we're changing everything that's around us. We're harmonizing our thoughts with our feelings. Have you tried that one? And this is why I say that when we can put some emotion behind intention, that we're going to see things really move along a whole lot faster because we really feel it. We're experiencing it on all those different levels, and it's incredible. And then the third thing is love. Have you ever just fallen in love with the thing that you were pursuing? We spend a lot of time complaining. We spend a lot of time saying, I don't like that. That hurts. I don't want to do it. I don't exercise, blah, 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 blah. But if you instead say, I love the way it makes me feel afterwards, I love that. And I'm falling in love with being fit. I'm falling in love with being strong. I am falling in love with this idea that I can get beyond all of this. I hate this. I hate that. And if you hear yourself complaining, do you ever just think, oh my gosh, shut up? I've done that with myself. You have to, because when we get to this place of constantly whining and constantly complaining, that's where our focus goes. And what do we want? What do we know? That where our focus goes, that's where our energy goes. That's where our destiny is. So if we're doing that, if we're going to live in this place of constant complaining and constantly whining, guess what? We get to pick up the evidence for all of that. Yeah, you're right. This is what you're talking about. Your reticular activating system is going to go out there and pick up all the garbage that you're whining and complaining about and say, yeah, you're right. And then you're going to say, see? But what if you changed your focus? What if you changed your focus on the things that you want? Because the things that you want will expand if you focus on them. Imagine that. What a concept. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Can you imagine? Can you just imagine changing your mind on this stuff? Can you imagine? When you start to focus on, but this is what I want. I don't want all this complaining stuff. I don't want to listen to all this garbage. I have a voice in my life. Amen? Who has a voice in their life? I want you to pinky up, ladies. Give me some pinkies, because when we have a voice in our lives and we make this determination that we're going to focus on the things that mean something to us, that say, this is what I want in my life, instead of all this garbage, things shift. Things shift because you're focused on something else. And guess what else happens? This is where you get blown over. The solutions come. The solutions come because now you're not focused on the problem. You're focused on the solution. You're focused on the positivity. You're focused on the next step. You're focused on lifting and rising the whole tide of your life. When that happens, your standards go up. Your love goes up. The empathy goes up. Your soul is fed. Have you felt that before? Pinkies up. That's the whole thing. Synchronicity is all in the works. It's like God is working this magical thing for you. He's got all kinds of stuff just popping up. Pop, 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 pop. It's like popcorn going off, you know? And there it is. You know, all you had to do was apply the heat and get your mind on the things that you want instead of the things you don't want. Because it never serves you. It makes you bitter. It makes you angry. It depresses you. What if we shifted the whole thing? Focus on the solution. Focus on the love. Focus on the person and not the problem and not their things. You know, how much do you love is measured. Your soul is measured by how much you love. Your empathy is measured by how much you love. And when you are focused on the solution, suddenly all of these problems that you had, now you're starting to come up with solutions. I believe that's God going boop, 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 popping them into you. Do you like my boobs? Popping them in. Because we all need that. We need solutions. Everybody has something in their life that they've got to find an answer to. And have you ever noticed how when you start to think in the place of being solution oriented, that these things start to magically get solved? All of a sudden, whoa, there's an idea. Somebody says something to you and you say, whoa, wait, I've got it now. This is why in my little business, I love it when we have our meetings on Monday, we have team meetings on Monday. I look forward to that. When we're getting ready to have our year-end meeting and we have a coach that's working with us and helping us out, everybody's invited. You know why? Because that collaboration is what is going to move the needle. It's not just about one person. It's about all of us. And when we collaborate in our communities, that's when that rising tide starts to lift all the boats. We can't do it alone. You know, we're pack animals, for heaven's sake. We're tribal, we're communal. We need this. It's in our DNA. I don't make this stuff up, you know? Show up in your communities. Be a part of the blessing that you can be. Because, when you are there and you say something, somebody says, I'm really struggling with this thing right now. You might be the one that holds the answer for them. You might be that blessing that they're waiting for. And it goes around. It goes around because you might be the one who needs some help the next time around. This is what communities do. This is what families do. This is what love does. We hold each other up. We hold our hands. We hold our hearts. We love them. We don't judge. We just bring them in. We don't ask for anything at the door. Like, hey, well, maybe I'll bring you in. Maybe I won't. It's just you belong. You're just a part. That's what love is. And number 4 is when we can surrender to that, our body and mind is no longer in charge. Intention is. We're not fighting anymore. We're not fighting anymore because that intention is strong. We feel it. It's a part of our lives. We're making these things happen. I wrote this in March 9th, 2018. And it says, I am here with a life purpose to help other women. That's what I wrote in my journal. That's what I wrote in my journal. I am here with a life purpose to help other women. Now, in 2018, I didn't know what that looked like. All I knew in 2018 was business was shifting. Things were changing. But I knew that that's what my calling was. That's where my heart skipped a beat. That's where I felt like that was my connection. That's the place that I needed to be. That's the place that I knew that I could be used by God, Because we all need to be in that place. We all need to be in that place. But you know, we have to simplify things a little bit and understand that intention is for all of us, not for a few, but it's for all of us. And when we live with intention, we start to see synchronicity. It just starts to happen. It starts to show up on our doorstep. You know, I always say that motivation doesn't just come from the sky. Motivation doesn't just, you know, come knocking at your door. But you know what does? Synchronicity does. Because motivation is something that is you bring yourself, and it's a whole different thing than synchronicity. Synchronicity happens simply because you're available, you're open, you're seeking, and you're looking, and your eyes are focused on the right thing. Do you see the difference between all of that? And do you see how, doesn't that just set really well in your heart? I hope so. I wrote this out today when I was reading this, and I thought, wow, this is kind of apropos for today. But when you simplify, you amplify. So simplify what you're looking for. Simplify what it is. Do you want to be fit? Then start doing things that fit people do. One of the things that I have been reading in a book was just to be okay with being able to slow it down and not kill yourself every day on a workout. I'm 62. I need to take care of the rest of my life. I need to make sure that these knees keep going and I can keep doing things. It's not criminal to bring it down a notch. It's not. We're not where we used to be. We are where we are, and that's cool. You know, at the same time, if I'm going to baby myself and say, oh, not today, I'm just a little too old for that, we start acting, you know, like we need walkers when we're, you know, perfectly fine and capable of doing stairs and all of that. This is the way we move our needles. We simplify things. We simplify it to the place of saying a little bit here, a little bit there, and we're going to get to the place that we want. Might take a little bit longer. You know, I can't blitz myself into shape the way I used to. I can't just pop down and lose all the weight the way I used to. But I'm at peace with the age that I'm in. I spent a lot of time and a lot of years of pushing and waiting for my kids to grow up faster. I can't wait till they get to the place where they can walk. I can't wait till they get to school age. I can't wait till they graduate. I can't wait till they whatever. And now I have a daughter who is 30 years old and married, and I have a son turning 29 this month, November. And I wished away a lot of their childhood. And if I could take anything back, it would be that. But I also did it with myself, with this whole idea, and this is me going on a little tangent, on a sidebar here about ageism. You know, for the longest time, I didn't want anybody to know how old I was, and now I own 62. I didn't want anybody, and I went through my whole life, oh my gosh, I'm 40. I had a meltdown when I turned 40 at the gynecologist's office. Who goes and gets a pap smear on their 40th birthday? I did. I did, and when I got on the scale, it was the first time that I had gone over 200 pounds, and I just had a flippin' meltdown right there in his office. And if I could remember his name, he had some kind of a funny name, and I melted down in his office. I started crying, and I said this. I said, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I'm so old at 40. And that was how I looked at every single year going forward. And then finally, at about age 60, 61, right about in there, I just said, I own it. I'm going to be the best that I can possibly be at 62. And when you simplify, you amplify. So I'm simplifying things, right? I'm simplifying it. I'm owning my age. I don't care anymore. I'm simplifying it, I'm going to amplify it, and I'm going to be the best version that I can be. And I'm putting that on you right now. Are you wishing away your life or your children's lives? Or you're wishing that everything was just easier and faster and whatever, they get to this age and then it's going to be good. Guess what? It's good right now. It's good right now where you are, whatever age you are. It's good right now where your children are, whatever age they're in. You know, whatever stage they're in. They're beautiful. Appreciate them. Stop wishing away your lives. It's good to be where you are right now. you know? Even in a frickin' pandemic, I'll tell you, I'm over it. But the power position is wrapping yourself around loving who you are. I'm sorry. It's wrapping your arms around who you are and wrapping your arms around your life and saying, I am blessed. Are you? Do you feel that way? I want some pinkies. I want some pinkies up if you recognize and see the blessing of what your life is right now today without wishing any of it away, by living intentionally, by embracing the synchronicity of all that's about to happen because you're aware of what it is that you want, right? What do you want? You want to embrace and love your life. What do you want? You want to embrace and love your family right where it is right now today. And you know what? Nobody likes a pandemic, right? Nobody does. But guess what? Here we are online together as a community. And here we are loving our families where they are right now, today, together as a community. And our fellow women and the women that are a part of our family. We get to do that. We get to. There are a lot of people who don't get to do that. So reject the perfect. Amen? Reject the perfect, because perfect never takes you anywhere except to the place of disappointment. But the road to excellence, the road of excellence, takes you to the place of great appreciation. And when you can start to appreciate everything, even the bumps on the road, even all the, whatever that's going on, guess what happens? More goodness comes in. Synchronicity doesn't stop. I believe with all of my heart that God delights in us. He delights in us. It's our job to delight in others, to love them up as much as we can, to love ourselves up as much as we can, and to take proper and good care of everything. That includes you, it includes your home, it includes your body, it includes your family, it includes your car, it includes all the things. Be that woman. That's wisdom incarnate. When we understand that and we embrace that, life changes for us. Life changes and we are living intentionally. So your alignment assignment is this. 4 things. Discipline and train your body to activate intention and get on it and feel it 100%. When you can put your whole self behind something, that's when we get a little momentum going. Number 2, wisdom is the ability to focus, harmonizing your thoughts and feelings. Make sure that you're leaning on not your own wisdom, but the on high wisdom and the wisdom of your circle. I'm going to tell you right now, you are surrounded with great women who can help you and light your soul on fire. Listen to them. Number 3 is love. Fall in love with love. Fall in love with loving your children. Fall in love with loving your spouse. Fall in love like you've never fallen in love before. Just make a decision today that you are just going to fall in love. I want you, when we're done here, go kiss your partner on the lips and tell him what a fantastic person he is. Tell him how much you love him and how much you appreciate him. And think of that stuff about yourself as well. And number 4 is surrender. When you can surrender to the fact that your body and your mind are no longer in charge, but your intention is, because you are bound to live by intention, that's it right there. Your intention is going to take over. And love is going to do it all. Love. And if you don't think that love has the capacity to put out all this squirrely crap that's going on in the world right now, your God's too small. Look up. I'm telling you, sister, look up. He's never left you. He will never forsake you, and he won't right now. And that's one thing that I know with all parts of my heart, mind, body, and soul. So let's go have a vibrant, on fire, loving day and make sure that everything that we're doing, even when it's tough, even when it gets a little bumpy, that it still shows up. Because when love has its way, it's going to have your way in your life. Love has everything, and it's here. It's here. Do you feel it in your beautiful self? Do you feel the empathy growing? That grows when you pass out the love. It's never, ever, ever good. As long as you're giving it out, it'll keep replenishing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you, and thanks for going through the bumpiness of my internet. Share this, will you, if it meant something to you? Share it publicly, say a little something about it. Bring some lovelies into our community. Don't forget, take advantage. Take advantage of the crave pressure and be signed up for Monday. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. We'll take really good care of you. It's going to be good. New stuff for you, and I love it when you show up. We always have a better time together, don't we? Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.